brother, son, grandbaby. Most importantly, father. The reason I being a father is so important because I had an amazing dad. Big Apple was an extraordinary man whose strength was felt. He wasn't the type of person to tell you how strong he was. His aura, his energy did it for him. Before he passed away of cancer, I remember he speaking to church. He would stand up, give his testimony in his deep baritone voice. Praise the Lord, saints. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord, saints. Praise the Lord. And I thank God for life, health, and strength. I'm going to sing this little song. Hey. This little light of mine.
I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. This little light of mine. Ooh, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. Ooh, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Boxes of Trout is an exhibition that speaks to a mother as she holds her son close. After losing her son of violence, she can't fathom the thought of letting her sons go. She created a space behind her home where her sons can dwell, live, and just simply exist. Her home became a place where the whole neighborhood could come, drink, smoke, roll dice, watch football, and just talk shit. She'd rather them be there in the backyard than safe from harm than anywhere else in the world.
To my pain was his reply. There is but one to save your son. He hung and died for your dear one. He is my son.
The box feels like a safe space. Inside this box, everything is okay. You can be who you are. You have no desire to venture outside this box. Being alone, away from others, is comfortable. But the feeling of comfortability is a trap, because greatness is sometimes outside of your comfort zone.
To be all alone in a little cell with nobody near me. Beloved, that pilgrimage before the last pilgrimage to death, feeding the passing hours to cloudy heaven, feeding upon dry bread and water from the cold spring that will be doomed to evil when I am alone in a lovely little corner among tombs, far from the houses of the great.
you gotta be okay with being uncomfortable. The story of how I got right here is a perfect testament of that. I took photography and design in 2012 in college without having a real plan. After college, I really just did art for myself. My mom had this storeroom inside the house that was a mess. I cleaned that space, threw some stuff away, and created my very first studio. I ran power from the main house and installed special lighting so I can develop my negatives in my own homemade darkroom. For years, I captured and developed images strictly for the love of photography and cultivating art. That preparation and passion positioned me perfectly for my next opportunity. Fast forward 2019, I'm home in the bathroom scrolling social media, and a Facebook ad pop up. It's for an art residency at some place called Oolite. I screamed to my wife, babe, it's this art residency on a beach. You think I should apply? She said, yeah, you gotta be in it to win it. So with her wise words, I applied. A few months later, some guy called Dennis calls me and be like, congrats, Roscoe. Welcome to Oolite.
Wave of sorrow, do not drown me now. I see the island still ahead somehow. I see the island and its sands are fair. Wave of sorrow, take me there.
Residents are holding their applause on Miami-Dade Mayor Carlos Jimenez's $200 million plan to raise and redevelop Miami's oldest housing project, Liberty Square Houses, also known as the Pork and Beans. The Pork and Beans started in 1934 as a single New Deal housing project for blacks. Its location was determined by white civic elites that wanted to keep blacks out of downtown Miami. Guaranteed a spot in the new complex, pointing to a bidding. The need for Liberty Square was substantial because in the 1930s, most of Miami's black population, over 25,000, was living in Overtown, a 350-acre northwest of downtown. An emergency hold on all housing actions. Buildings in Overtown were dingy, lacked electricity and water, and were cramped and unsanitary. The support for building Liberty Square came from both blacks and whites. Blacks wanted better living conditions, and the county announced plans to blacks and redevelop Liberty Square. The project, Liberty City Rising, is intended to improve neighborhood safety while creating better housing for Liberty Square's 600 residents. 1964 and 1968. We don't want secret deals between politicians and developers. We want a real say in our future, says George Gibson, a lifetime Liberty Square resident. Gibson, a 48-year-old pastor, has lived at Liberty Square his whole life. His mother also lived there during her childhood, too. It's not hard for Gibson to recount fond memories playing on the swings and roller skating outside his building. In the 1960s, Liberty Square became densely populated. Living standards declined, and buildings in Overtown were dingy. And in 1980, lacked electricity and hot water, and were cramped and unsanitary. Had been the support for building Liberty Square by 4 white Miami-Dade police officers. Blacks wanted. They were found not guilty, and race riots broke out throughout the city. 18 people died. 400 were injured, and property damages were estimated at $100 million. The housing project never truly recovered, and Liberty City has struggled with poverty and violence issues that persist to this day. Officials say those fears are overblown, though they understand the concerns, especially because last time the city redeveloped a housing project, the Scott Carver, hundreds were displaced. We are sensitive to the residents' concerns, especially with what occurred or is alleged to have occurred back then at Scott Carver, says Michael Liu, Miami-Dade Director of Public Housing and Community Development, but this redevelopment is very different. In the meantime, houses have been boarded up, residents have been moved to temporary housing solutions, often not large enough to accommodate their families.
Lower East Side. I love you. You're my lady friend. No matter where I think of you. The mountains and the valleys cannot compare my love to you. Low side, I love you. I dig the way you talk. I dig the way you look. Mi fascina tu cantare che me lo spiego. Para que vivas para siempre. En mi mente, mi amado, yo te amo, Cuando estoy lejos de ti, se me acaba mi esperanza. En tu calles yo me siento muy feliz y saludable. Lois Saida, te quiero. Increíble, una mezcla, la perfecta, una gente muy decente. Estas rosas que estiman, que adoran, que no saben explicar lo que me pasa cuando siente de tus calles peligrosas. Even with your drug-infested pocket parks, playgrounds where your young bloods hang around, waiting, hoping that one day, when they do their and smile again.
1402 Northwest 63rd Street was the epicenter of my family. It's where Grandma Ring would bark orders from a chair, and everybody would listen. It's where Grandma would call me baby because she hated my first name. It was the place where my whole family lived at some point in their lives. It's where we celebrated Christmas, Thanksgiving, and birthdays. It's where we went out to church every Sunday. It's where I spent time with my Uncle Timmy, Auntie Clarissa, my cousin Dre, Bebe, Cammy, and Marquis. It's where my cousin Will taught me how to move my ears. It's the place everyone calls home.
On the rough, wet grass of the backyard, my father and mother have spread quilts. All I there, my mother, my father, my uncle, my aunt, and I too am lying there. They are not talking much, and the talk is quiet of nothing in particular. Of nothing at all in particular. Of nothing at all. The stars are wide and alive. They seem each like a smile of great sweetness, and they seem very near. All my people are larger bodies than mine. With voices gentle and meaningless, like the voices of sleeping birds. One is an artist, he's living at home. One is a musician, she's living at home. One is my mother, who is good to me. One is my father, who is good to me.
But somehow, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development thought it would be better for the community to move people out of houses to apartments. It's fucked up because my grandma went from a 5-bedroom house to a 2-bedroom apartment. Somehow they thought it would be better to get rid of the tight neighborhoods with front yards, backyards, porches, and clotheslines, and convert the neighborhoods to apartments without front yards, backyards, porches, and clotheslines. How could that be better? In the middle of working my show, I asked my daughter to respond to one of my images. This is the image that she chose, and these are her words.
Grief, deep sorrow, especially that caused by someone's death. Grief, the one thing holding you back from moving on. Grief, missing someone who doesn't miss you back. Grief, a piece of your soul fluttering away without you noticing. Grief, someone that hits you out of thin air like a bullet to the head. Unexpected and unfortunate is how you describe it. I can't help but miss the times and memories in this place we once called home. It's empty now, gone. And the memories with it dying slowly and fading away without our consent. Lord, I don't want to forget. Please, don't let me forget. Oh, grief, if only we know when you'd hit.
I just want to go home. Where it smells like my father's Marlboros wrapped in my mother's perfume. I just want to smell butter teasing a cast iron skillet. I want to see my mama on the couch curled up in a blanket with the TV glossed across her eyeglasses, her toes wiggling as a response to sleep, creeping up through her chest, that she fights because I called her crying again. My mama worry about me, and with good reason, because I'm her fourth and last child, her curious creative. I'm the one who inherited Leola's mouth and George's temper, the one with so much to say until it's time to share a feeling. I'd rather choose silence. My connection to violence can be ascending, graceful, and swift. You cannot afford to take up arms with me, because I've seen monsters dressed like Easter, had sirens try to croon me off a cliff. My mama assessed that I was sad. I said, no, mama, I am depressed. My mama said, depressed, baby? About what? So imagine, my black mama, raised in the South, picked tobacco after school in her saddle shoes, picked on for her Indian features, fair skin, and waif frame, a complete square. Wouldn't let the boys in or let the girls out. She had church on Sunday, door-to-door witnessing on Monday, choir rehearsal on Tuesday, Bible study on Wednesday, baptism on Thursday, visit the sick and shut in on Friday, and fasting on Saturday. Now picture telling someone with such a holy week you ain't been whole all week. Picture me explaining to a woman who watched her granddaddy cut bodies down from poplar trees about grief. A woman who raced to the theater with her cousins, handful of shiny brown pennies, had to sit through pre-show commercials, watching patrons to beware of wild pickaninnies. This lady, whose uncle was a reverend, got into a shootout with a Klansman, only left Georgia alive because he shipped himself off in a coffin laying on top of a dead man. How do I say to my mama, I have thoughts of not waking up in the morning, that I ain't been eating, not speaking. I've been coughing up transgressions and vomiting resentment. I'd rather watch the day come full circle from my bed. I'd rather be asleep than address these thoughts in my head. See, generational trauma. with the addition of my own. Sometimes we can't church the pain away, can't over-counter the sadness or numb the pain if we self-medicate, so how do we heal? From the pain of a lost lover to the strain we still feel from the fields, over time, I found healing in my home. On the days when I feel alone, it's sitting at my father's feet where I find peace. It's sitting on the porch with my mother, listening to Johnny Guitar Watson, swatting flies away from my water, that I find it. See, healing doesn't mean I'm necessarily whole. It means that I've just found a way to cope with the ills of this world, and it is in all things that we must find comfort, and it is in all things that we must find peace.
I love my sister. Like, I really, really, really love my sister. I can't even call her my baby sister because we always been about the same size. My sister is a breast cancer survivor. She had both breasts removed to ensure the cancer didn't return. Those are some dark days in my family. I remember her and my dad going through chemotherapy at the same time. I remember parking in front of Jackson Memorial Hospital, going upstairs, picking her up, helping her down to my car, going back up to the 7th floor, helping my dad down to my car. We'd get her home. She was so weak she couldn't take care of her own son. That's when my mom and sister stepped in. It was truly a family affair. All hands were on deck. I felt like I had to document this time. This current place she was at in her healing, I wanted to uplift my sister. I wanted to put her back in her rightful place. I want to show that there's beauty in everything she's going through. I felt like I could do this better with my camera than I could with my words.
Birds flying high. You know how I feel. Sun in the sky. You know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by. You know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Dragonfly out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done, that's what I mean. And this whole world is a new world and a bold world for me. Stars, when you shine, you know how I feel. Scent of the pine, you know how I feel. Freedom is mine, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. Yeah, it's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. New day, new dawn, new life for me. And I'm feeling good.
Jada, you can do anything you want to in this world. The strength you have running inside you empowers you to do anything. You are truly amazing, and I love you.
Love lets the wind cry on the dark mountain, bending the ash trees and the tall hemlocks with the great voice of thunderous legions. How I adore thee. Let the horse torrent in the blue canyon, murmuring mightily out of the gray mist of primal chaos, cease not proclaiming how I adore thee. Let the long rhythm of crunching rollers breaking and bursting on the white seaboard tighten and toilers tell, while the world stands how I adore thee.
I would like to take the time to thank my family. The journey has been one of extreme sacrifice, and they've made the biggest one. Nikki, Nazir, Jada, Blake, my mama, where Bissy at? Larice, Christina, Chris, Bone, my in-laws, everybody in my family, aunties, uncles, everybody. I'd like to thank the community of artists in Miami that have welcomed me and embraced me with open arms. I'd like to thank everybody at Oolite, from dentists to the gallery assistants and everybody in between. The power in that place is truly in the people that work there. I'd like to say thank you to Amanda, Whitney, Arsma, Nathaniel, Craig. I'm here because of the people in this room.
I don't need you to love me. I got my sister. I can feel her now. She may not be here, but she's still mine. I know she still loves me. Got my house, it still keep the cold out. Got my chair when my body can't hold out. Got my hands doing good like they supposed to. Showing my heart to the ones that I'm close to. Got my eyes, though they don't see as far now. They see more about how things really are now. I'm gonna take a deep breath. Gonna hold my head up. Gonna put my shoulders back and look you straight in the eye. Gonna flirt with somebody when they walk by. I'm gonna sing out, sing out. I believe I have inside of me everything that I need to live a bountiful life. And alive in me, I'll stand as tall as the tallest tree. And I'm thankful for each day that I'm given, both the easy and hard ones I'm living. But most of all, I'm thankful for loving who I really am. I'm beautiful. Yes, I'm beautiful. And
There's a time for everything. A time to scatter stones and a time to gather them. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to search and a time to give up. A time to keep and a time to throw away. A time to tear and a time to mend. A time to be silent and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time for war and a time for peace. He has made everything beautiful in his time. He also set eternity in human heart. Yet no one can fathom what God has done from the beginning to the end.
Humbly I ask thee, teach me your will. While you are working, help me be still. While Satan is busy, God is real. Order my steps in your word. Please order my steps in your word. Word on my tongue, let my words edify. Let the words of my mouth be acceptable in thy sight. Take charge of my thoughts, both day and night. Please order my steps in your word. Please order my steps in your word. Order my steps in your word. Order my soul in your word. Guide my feet in your word. Hush my heart in your word. Show me how to show me how to talk in your word. When I need a song to sing, show me how to lift your praises in your word. Please order my steps 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 in
Osman McCoy. Another group. Nah.
You are wonderful.
You did a good thing.